Hitch to Edgewater Park. So you've all been put in contact with each other by your fixers, and as you get within range of each other, you could start to, comm call each other or do anything else. So is anybody going to defy the Johnson and attempt to turn up to the meet early?
Nope. I'm going to not be in the area, but I'm going to be, like, say, outside the park area, grabbing some sort of snack, and just,
Yeah,
blending.
you get yourself this weird conglomeration of a hot dog and a bowl of ramen.
Like,
It's
okay.
like a bowl of ramen with a,
Ooh.
hot dog sausage in it.
Are they the little octopus things?
Sort of, yes.
Neat.
Yeah. So, yeah. So that's lettuce. Salia, you going to defy the Johnson?
No, not a chance. I'm going to basically wait a block away for the meet time to pass.
Good, good. Codex, are you going to defy the Johnson?
Nope. Codex has a thing where he likes to show up exactly on time, not a moment earlier.
Brilliant. Miguka, are you going to try turn up early?
Nope. I'm actually going to try to get there literally like a minute late.
Brilliant. You each stroll into Edgewater Park. It's a quiet, peaceful area. Trees, streams, carefully cultured horticulture. A small getaway from the hustle, bustle, and tall neon oppression of corporate downtown. There's even some birds, you think, or bird recordings. Either way, it's very nice. And as you get towards the gazebo, it's now in a gazebo. As you get towards the gazebo, at exactly noon, you don't see anybody around there. As you get closer, there's a small table in the middle of the gazebo, and you see a bit of plastic cardstock propped up with a small envelope beside it. And on it, it reads 2 letters. Salia, Codex, and Maguka.
Well, once I get to it, I'll flip it over and actually, I'm gonna smell beforehand, just out of paranoia, and then
You smell the presence of a metahuman. You smell dust, decay, death, high-end cologne, and jasmine.
Neat. Vaguely Indian, concerning. I'm gonna go ahead and look at the layer then, or cardstock rather.
Right, the cardstock's just a bit of card. Slightly more importantly is the envelope. It bulges kind of fatly.
Can I be using motion sense this whole time, by the way, as Maguka?
Of course you can approach in a paranoid manner using motion sense.
So you want me to roll for it?
No. You don't get to roll for anything until there's a failure state involved. Narrative. You are using motion sense, and when it comes into mechanical play, I will have you do some mechanics for it.
Got it.
Cool. So what are you guys doing? There's the bit of cardstock and the fat, bulging envelope.
And I'm going to wait for the other runners to come by, and I'm just going to sit there and put the envelope in my hands and, politely wait. Get my interview face on.
Well, assuming as we're arriving, I'll be like looking around, trying to look to see if there's anyone who could have left this envelope.
There is nobody obviously in the area.
All right.
Is there just one envelope for all of us, or is there
Just one envelope.
ones?
Standard office size, 1/3 of an A4 sheet, although it bulges about a ½ inch thick.
Well, if nobody's going to stop him, Codex is going to pick up the envelope and open it.
Let's totally allow that.
Brilliant. You open up the envelope. Inside is a Metalink. There is also 2 data chips and a cred stick.
Is everyone going to be here by now?
All four of you are present.
Okay, just making sure because Salia hadn't said anything as I recall. It just happened to be.
Yes. Yeah, we'd all be there. Yes.
Okay. Salia's being a little quiet.
Sorry about that.
It's fine.
And, a shared comm call is set up between the four runners.
Alright, good stuff. And I'll, of course, accept the DNI request. And look to them all and go over DNI. Well, we're going to hit play. And or set up this little conference call.
All right, Codex will turn on the MetaLink and see what there is to see on that.
The lock screen says, call this once when you are finished, or else.
Data cube?
Yeah, the Codex will inspect the data chip.
There are two data chips. They are labeled 1 and 2.
Codex will inspect the one marked number 1.
The one marked number 1 says, as you plug it in, it contains just a very simple boring text file. Congratulations on being accepted for this operation. Your payment is on the cred stick. Target information is on data chip number 2. You have 3 days. The comm link is for notification of success, although we will likely be able to tell of your success if any overt methods are used. There are no parameters to this run other than success.
Okay, and when Codex plugged in the chip, relays everything via DNI, so everyone gets it simultaneously, and then he will plug in number 2.
Right. Once I find my mouse. What you see on data chip number 2 is significantly more information. It is a rather thorough scraping of public information relating to the new Aztechnology extraterritoriality located in downtown. The location is here, off Madison Street. Yes. This seems like it is the extraterritoriality you are forcing the Big Ten company to leave. Extraterritoriality is a number of floors within a tower block recently established only 2 days ago by a purchase from a holding company of a holding company that relates back to the downtown land management of Seattle, a UCAS governmental authority. Aztechnology owns the 7th through 23rd floors of this building. They are being set up as a number of corporate meeting places, sales and marketing subdivisions, research and production, a general hodgepodge of Aztechnology's interests within Seattle. In it, yes, it's got a few things, a couple of news items, a couple of standard corporate business shareholder magazines style things. Aztechnology takes up residence off Madison Street with a new extraterritoriality purchased off UCAS. This is expected to increase Aztechnology's influence within Seattle by approximately 10%, increase of revenue by 12%, and other financial projections which I am too bored to enunciate. Yeah, that is your target. However, there are a couple of other things. The first is a news ticker item, which is to say that within downtown, within a couple of days, a unexplained increase in the number of FOVO. There has been an increase in the number of unexplained FOVO, and awakened people should get themselves behind mana barriers and inside thresholds, if at all possible. The second is a specific person. Give me a moment, but yes, a Toby Atkinson. They are the Aztechnology head of corporate acquisitions, and he was found dead in his home last night. The knight errant investigating and treating it as suspicious, as his home was not extraterritorial, and there are a number of attached files indicating tension between Aztechnology and knight errant upon who gets the lead investigation of this. So, what are you guys going to do?
Well, first I'm going to do business knowledge because I have an inkling of what this might be about, but I
So,
like to get confirmation.
yeah, don't refer to the mechanics explicitly. So you're gonna recall what you know about the businesses in Seattle.
I'm going to recall what I know about SK because it smells a little SK-ish.
No, you get nothing. This doesn't seem like it's got any relationship to Seta Group.
Okay. Gotcha. This slightly OC, marginally in character, was like, all these steps, all these very discreet, direct things, like maybe SK, but then usually they like to have a Brockhouse, talk. So like, okay, just wondering.
So wait, out of character, just to get things straight, like they want us to get them to abandon the building because the building has extraterritoriality.
No, you need to get Aztechnology to abandon the extraterritoriality. Not just the building. You need to get them to give that bit of land, building, whatever, back to Seattle.
Got it. Okay.
So we're going up against Aztec, huh?
Yep.
Seems
And
that way.
is it specifically the 7th through 23rd floors that are extraterritorial, or just the whole building?
No, the 7th through 23rd.
Okay.
First things first, we need to get an area we can work from.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I couldn't hear you. You were very quiet. Please repeat that.
First things first, we need to get an area we can work from.
Well, does anybody have a contact with the backroom power? Or would you just like to try and find a motel or a coffee shop or a bar? It's noon in downtown Seattle. You can find any number of places to work from.
I take the silence that nobody has somebody with backroom, so I vote that we find a no-tell motel we can set up camp in.
That sounds good.
There are very few of them downtown. The increased security presence makes maintaining silence in the face of scrutiny by Lone Star and Knight Errant quite difficult. You would have to travel out to one of the outer districts to easily find a no-tell motel.
Any objections of a little bit of travel?
I have.
Nope.
Absolutely fine.
It's fine with me.
Right. What district would you like to find a no-tell motel in?
Perhaps Tacoma?
Very well. It takes you a bit.